I have to make a Gorilla Tag fan game in 1 week because of this cause.
Yo, dude, I bet you can't make a Gorilla Tag horror game in a week.
But now you see, the thing is, what Pot doesn't know is that I'm actually really good at game design. I didn't need any tutorial.
Hello, everybody.
Here, I'm just setting up like XR and Oculus and stuff. I know it doesn't look like I'm doing anything because my capture method for some reason didn't pick up that. I will fix it on day 2, but yeah. And basically, this is just so, like, it functions correctly and you can actually, play the game. And yeah, here I imported the interaction toolkit for XR. I don't exactly know what it does, but it helps. And then I know it looks like I'm taking a pause here. That's because stuff is loading. And yeah, I'm importing the Gorilla Locomotion package right now. And yeah, here stuff is still loading. I know it sucks. I hate when stuff loads like this. Now here, I'm adding all this stuff to the preset so that it can work correctly and it doesn't feel like you're walking on Jupiter. Here I'm making a small test map so I can make sure that for some reason importing a cube made Unity hate me. And yeah, here I'm just making a starter map to test the movement. And it gave me a compiler error because apparently XR rig isn't working. So I had XR origin, that didn't work. Then I hit this stuff because I can't remember what I did, but whatever it was, it fixed it. Sorry if I sound congested. I'm a little sick right now. Here, I'm making a player model for the game. This I didn't actually need a tutorial for. I'm just naturally good at Blender. And yeah, I know, it's surprising. And here, I'm just shaping the head. I couldn't get it to look right for some reason. I don't know why. It just kept looking weird. And I didn't like the way that looked, so I tried adjusting it again. It didn't work. So instead, I got rid of the modifier and I made it look like that instead so that I could add another modifier to it and easily adjust it better. And yeah, it was pretty simple, and I think the head turned out pretty good. And I just had to readjust it because he looked like a bobblehead. And now I'm just making the arms. I decided to use a mirror modifier so that it would look, so that I could just make both sides really fast. I, for some reason, decided that the arms should be freakishly long for no reason. I don't know why. Here I'm making the hand it's pretty simple. Well, you can probably tell what I'm doing. I'm just extruding it a bit. Yeah, just readjusting it. And then I just added the fingers and thumb and get a subdivision surface, shrunk it down. Again, use the mirror modifier because I'm lazy. And I put the arms like this. I put the hands like this, even though I probably shouldn't have. It made it a lot harder to rig in the future. Here, I'm adding the ears, and yeah, that was pretty simple. Now I'm just grouping it all together. Yeah. Here, I'm bringing out the chest. I thought that looked pretty bad, so instead I brought out the belly to make him look a little chubbier. And I'm making the tail right now by using a cut, but the cut didn't end up working. It looked kind of bad and made the tail look square. So instead, I inserted another cube, crushed it down to one vertex, and I just extruded that out into the shape I wanted. And then I added a skin modifier and a subdivision surface modifier. And then I used Control A to scale all the vertices down. And I got that. It looked pretty nice. Here, I'm just adding in textures. I made this fur texture, but it ended up looking pretty bad. So instead, I ended up finding something online. Yeah, I tried to fix this. Yeah, it was hopeless. It looked really bad. So instead, I added something online, and I found something online that's like the exact Gorilla Tag texture, and I decided that would work. Not that purple. That was just a fabric texture I had for some reason. And yeah, importing it right here. It looked pretty good, and I thought it looked weird in some places, so here I'm just adding belly fur because, every Gorilla Tag fan game does it, why not? And yeah, then here I thought the hands looked pretty weird, so I fixed them, and yeah, it worked pretty well. Sorry if I took a long pause. Here I'm just adding in the face texture that I made myself. I thought it looked pretty good. Yeah, just give me a sec. I'm sorry if I move my mouse around a lot. Like I said, it didn't pick up all my other windows. And yeah, here's the face texture. It looked pretty off, as you can see. So I fixed it. And then, as you can see, there are eyes on the chin, which I didn't want, so I did it again. And I just shrunk it down, came back again, so I decided to just make that a separate thing. And boom, it worked pretty well. And thought the face shape looked a little too far out, so I fixed it. Add a little eyebrow thing on the top, and yeah, kept adjusting it for some reason. I don't know why. I just thought it looked weird. And then I hate just reshaping the face a little more. And then here I'm fixing the tail texture. Then I realized that ears don't have fur on them, so I just used the face texture, but only the empty parts because, you can't have faces on your ears, obviously. And then here I'm adding a rig. I tried to be lazy and use an armature modifier, but it didn't work. And I ended up just making the rig myself. And it's not the best rig, but it'll do. And yeah, see, here comes this problem again. I thought it would be easier, but no, it was not easier. It was a lot harder for me to rig the thumb for some reason. And yeah, but I thought this was working, but I guess it was not, because when I tried to pose the thumb, it didn't work. Like, it kept moving out of place, and like when I tried to move the wrist with the thumb, the thumb would just not go with the wrist. So I had to fix that by just changing the parent. It was pretty easy. Nothing too complicated. As you can see, I'm doing that right here. I suck at voiceovers, I'm so sorry. Yeah, here, just fixing it, and yeah, I just had to fix the parent because I parented it wrong. I accidentally parented the wrist to the thumb when I was supposed to parent the thumb to the wrist, and I finally got it to work. So now, now I just have to name all the, here I'm adding the poles so that the IK would look good and the arms wouldn't move out of place. Yeah, it's pretty simple to do, not that hard. And yeah, then I named the bones according to what they were, like, shoulder, upper arm, lower arm. Then I automatically named them. I had to flip the names because they were in the wrong spot. Symmetrize, and boom, the rig was complete. Voila, I'm that cool, guys, I promise. Anyway, I exported it and I put it into Unity. And, pretty easy to do. All you gotta do is just do some photon stuff. It's honestly probably the hardest part of making a fan game. I found this such a grueling process, but it was pretty easy to do. Yeah. I know stuff's loading again. I'm sorry. Why didn't I cut this out? So here I'm actually importing photon stuff again. It takes really long to import because, it's multiplayer. And this also adds the player model in. So I decided I could go ahead and set up it, because apparently I didn't do that before. Apparently, I don't know why. Then I'm importing Photon VR because, I have to do that. And yeah, I'm importing Photon VR. And then I just went to the resources, the player, and I'm making player model right now. I was gonna use that before, but I thought it looked pretty bad. I wanted a monkey instead. So yeah, here's my player model. Just lined it up with the original thing so that it would work. Moved it back a little so that you could actually see. And yeah, I imported the textures, but for some reason the fur textures weren't importing. So I had to fix that. And boom, I fixed it. But then they weren't working again. So I had to do that again. For some reason. I don't know why. I had to delete the old player model, put in the new one. And it's pretty easy. And now I have the player model. And now I just had to add fast IK fabric to it to make it, work. And I realized for some reason I already had fast IK fabric. I don't know why. And yeah, I just deleted one of them. And then I just dragged them onto the wrists. And then I put the target and the pole in for both of them. It was pretty easy to do. And then testing out the player model in game. But again, I had to add in the manager, put the app ID. And haha, you can't tell what it is, but since I'm in America, I had to make the region the US. Then I tried again. Apparently I hadn't set it up, so I set it up, and then boom, we had a broken player model. Yeah, in the hotel manager, I just forgot to do that. I just set the body part so the head would be the camera, and the left hand and the right hand would be the left hand and right hand controllers on the Gorilla Rig. I'm just stupid, so I forgot to do that. I thought it had to do with the spawner being underground. But yeah, I'm just stupid. I got it working, and boom, look at this. Look at him go. He's so cool. I like him. Look at him go. And yeah, coolio, I know, right? Wee! Look at Bogo. Then I removed the spear's mesh renderer so that you can't see those in game. And yeah, I was pretty much done with the player model. Then I didn't get it on video, but I imported it. I made a monster by just adding legs onto the original player model. And they're the exact same length as the arms, which again are freakishly long. So the monster looks pretty scary. And I got this animation from Mixamo to get a good animation because I suck at animating. You'll probably see that later on in the video. And yeah. Yeah, here's the monster. It's pretty cool. I think I did a good job. I applied the animation, made it bigger so it was bigger than the player. And also, that's what the monster looks like standing up. Anyway. Yeah, here I'm just fixing some stuff. And yeah, I imported the level, which I made myself. Looked pretty good. And it was inspired by the level in Fear Massive. And I just added a big area, which is going to be the spawn area. I was going to do like what Big Scary does and add like a transparent material to tell that this area is safe. But for some reason, I couldn't make it transparent no matter what I did. So I just had to opt for it just being completely invisible. I put it on a non-walkable layer so that the monster couldn't get in. And yeah, then I put the player in there, and boom, phobic a bang chicka tang. Yeah, that's all I really got done for day 1. I'll see you guys in day 2.